Hello dear children, I welcome you all for today's video class. Let's continue with the next incident, and this is the last incident of the Karna's life. The death of Karna. Let's see how Karna faces his death in battlefield. The princes of the Kaurava army installed Karna as generalissimo, means the general leading combined armies children. Now Karna had become the general and he had become the leader and he was leading the army, combined army of Kauravas. Karna stood up in his gorgeous war chariot driven by Salya, and he was having his own chariot, and who was riding that chariot children? Salya was riding that. The dauntless confidence of his bearing and his great renown as a warrior heartened the Kauravas. Here, after seeing the courageous efforts and the brave efforts of Karna, here Kauravas also they started to think themselves as warriors. They got strength by seeing the courageous efforts of Karna children. Then followed a great battle. Then there was a great battle between Pandavas and Kauravas. The son of Surya sent a dazzling arrow which spat fire and made for Arjuna like a serpent with its flaming double tongue out. So, what Karna did here? He sent an arrow. It was a dazzling arrow, he says here. Means it is explained here. It was very fast arrow which was sent by Surya, the son of Surya, and it was spatting fire, children. And the head of the arrow were just like serpents, just like uh, the two heads of snakes, and it was double tongue, and the flame, the fire was coming from that tongue. Then Krishna, Arjuna's charioteer, at the nick of time pressed the vehicle down 5 fingers deep in the mud. Soon it was grasped by Krishna, and Krishna was the charioteer of Arjuna. Now, how to overcome that? How to overcome that arrow, children? How to face it? So here, Krishna was he was knowing well about that arrow, and to pass it, to protect from that arrow, what Krishna did, he just took the chariot in the mud, 5 feet in the mud. Means vehicle, he pressed the vehicle down 5 fingers deep in the mud, children. And it was only possible by this, it was only possible by Krishna. He did it. And he wanted Arjuna to escape from that arrow. He helped him, he protected him. So that serpent shaft just missed Partha's head but struck off his helmet. So when there was a struggle here going on, how to protect, he just pressed 5 fingers, he pressed the chariot 5 fingers in the mud. Then what happened? Just it missed, it missed touching the head of Arjuna. Partha means Arjuna, children. Instead, where it touched the helmet of Arjuna. Arjuna was red with shame and anger, and he fixed a dart on his bow to make an end of Karna. So soon, when he saw Arjuna, when he saw that the powerful arrow which was shot by Karna hit his helmet, he got angry. Arjuna got angry, and he fixed his bow to just kill Karna. And Karna's fated hour was come. Now it was the last time of Karna, children. And who was well aware of this? Krishna was well aware of this. And he had been foretold. The left wheel of his chariot suddenly sank in the blood mire. He jumped down on the ground to lift the wheel up from the mud. As Arjuna was ready to just leave the arrow, shoot the arrow on Karna, suddenly the left wheel of chariot, of Karna's chariot, it went into the, it sank into the earth. The earth's mouth it opened, and it was unfortunate, children. You know how many curse he got. Karna was cursed by the Mother Earth, by a Brahmin, by Parshuram. So all those curses are going to work now. All those curses are going to attack on him. So what happened now? As it was cursed by Mother Earth, the Mother Earth opened its mouth. The left wheel of the chariot, Karna's chariot, it went in the mud. And here to lift it up, Karna he came down on ground, and he started to lift that wheel up from the mud. Wait a minute, he cried. My chariot has sunk in the ground. Great warrior as you are, and knowing Dharma as you do, you would certainly not take unfair advantage of this accident. I shall presently set my car right and give you all the battle you want. So Karna stopped Arjuna. He said, wait a minute. My chariot has sunk in the ground. Here he wanted to take some time. He wanted to ask some time from Arjuna, and he wanted to remove that wheel from mud. He was, how he is convincing Arjuna, you can see, children. He is telling Arjuna as great warrior and knowing dharma, knowing the right path, what is good, what is right and wrong. Certainly, here he says, don't take the advantage of this accident. It was a kind of accident, a kind of incident happened. So, here Karna is pleading Arjuna not to take advantage of that incident. He is asking time, to give time for him to remove that wheel from the mud. Arjuna hesitated. Karna was now somewhat perturbed. Perturbed means troubled on account of his mishap. Mishap means, children, misfortune. Karna little bit hesitated. He did not shoot the arrow. When he saw Arjuna hesitated. Arjuna, he did not shoot the arrow. When he saw Karna helpless, so he stopped. He just stood still. Karna was helpless, children. He is just disturbed. Disturbed because of his misfortune, because of his fate. He remembered the curse that had been pronounced to him and again appealed to Arjuna's sense of honor. He started to recollect the curse which was given by Parshurama, the curse which was given by Brahmin and Mother Earth. So he understood, Karna understood that the curses are going to attack on him. Now he understood that the end time of his life has come. Again he appealed Arjuna. He appealed that not to shoot an arrow on him. Then Arjuna was standing still. He was not moving at all, children. He was not shooting an arrow. Now Krishna answered. Krishna answered to Karna. Krishna intervened. Ha, Karna, he exclaimed. Is it well that you too remember that there are things like fair play? Now that you are in difficulty, you remember them indeed. But when you and Duryodhana and Dusasana and Shakuni dragged Draupadi to the hall of assembly and insulted her, how was it you forgot them utterly? You helped inveigle Dharmaputra, then who was fond of play but was unskilled at it, to gamble, and you cheated him. Where had your fair play hidden itself then? Was it fair play to refuse to give to you Yudhishthira his kingdom when, according to the pledge, the 12 years of forest life and the 13th year incognito were duly completed? What had happened to the dharma you appeal for now? You conspired with the wicked men who sought to poison and kill Bhima. You acquiesced in the plot to burn Pandavas alive when sleeping in the palace of wax into which they had been lured. What happened to Dharma all that time? What did Dharma tell you when violent hands were laid on Draupadi and you were looking on enjoying the sight? Did you not then mock at her, saying, your husbands have left you unprotected? Go and marry another husband. The tongue that was not ashamed to utter those words now talks of chivalry. Chivalry indeed. When a mob of you surrounded the young Abhimanyu and shamelessly slew him, was that chivalry? Wicked man, do not talk now of chivalry and fair play, for you have never honored them. So we can see, children, Krishna, one by one, he started to remind Karna that what kind of road, what kind of path he had chosen, and what kind of fate he is having now. The things which he did, the deeds which he earned. So what karma says, children, if you are having good deeds, you will get good future. Automatically it happens, you will get good fortune. But here Karna did not concentrate, he did not bother to do good deeds. Instead, what he did, he went on doing the wrong deeds. He went on selecting the wrong path, and he went on taking the side of wicked person like Duryodhana. So here Krishna makes him to, he reminded him how he took the side of Duryodhana and Dusashana and Shakuni, where Draupadi was dragged by them in the big hall. Draupadi was insulted in the big assembly. Here, when everybody was insulting Draupadi, Duryodhana, Dusashana, and Shakuni, even Karna took the side of Duryodhana, and Karna had said some insulting words to Draupadi. And what kind of insulting words he used, children? He had said that your husbands are not protecting you. You should have another husband who should protect you. And these kinds of insulting words Draupadi gobbled. She swallowed it. She did not answer in that big assembly. Only she questioned to Dharmaputra, means she questioned to the king. She questioned to Bhishma. But nobody was answering there. As she was lost by her husband in the play children, in the gambling. It was a kind of cheating done by him, isn't it? So here, not only this, even Karna took the side of Duryodhana when Duryodhana tried to kill Yudhishthira in a wicked manner. And here Yudhishthira and his brothers were sent to forest. Then it was asked to them to live a life in an incognito way. Incognito means they should not reveal their identity, hiding their true identity, children. They should live 13th year, they should live in incognito way. And it was also completed by them. Even this was not enough. He conspired, he plotted with Duryodhana to kill Bhima by poisoning him. Even he conspired, he plotted to kill all the Pandavas. By when the Pandavas were taking rest in a hut, he tried to, in a palace he tried to kill them. So all these were made by Krishna to understand what kind of deeds he did, Karna did. And those deeds were not good deeds, children. The karma says that if you are having a good deed now, you are doing good deed now, you will get the fruit of that good deed in your future. And here Karna always, he went on he went on doing the bad deeds. Not only this, he helped the Kauravas to kill Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was very young, children. he was caught up in the, what we say, the Chakravyuh. He was knowing how to enter into Chakravyuh, but he was unable to come out. So this was taken advantage by Duryodhana and Karna, and Abhimanyu was killed by them. This all what happened. So here Krishna made Karna to recollect all those incidents. When Krishna was denouncing him in this manner in order to urge Arjuna to prompt action, Karna bent his head in shame and uttered not a word. So when he heard all these incidents from Krishna, what he did, he was shameless. It means he was ashamed of those incidents and he bent his head. And here Arjuna got provoked and he made up his mind to kill Karna. He silently ascended the chariot, leaving the wheels still stuck in the mud, and took his bow and sent an arrow at Arjuna with unerring aim and such power that it stunned him for a moment. Then Karna was busy in removing the wheel from the mud. Then silently he took the bow and arrow. He shot the arrow on Arjuna. Arjuna he bent little, and it was a kind of shock Arjuna got here, that still Karna is willing to kill him. Karna utilized the respite one to jump down again and hurriedly tried to lift the chariot wheel up, but the curse was too strong for him, and fortune had deserted the great warrior. The wheel would not budge, though he strove with all his great strength. Then he tried to recall the mantras of mighty astras he had learnt from Parshurama, but his memory failed in the hour of his need. Even Parshurama had foretold. Waste no more time, Arjuna, cried Madhava. Send your shaft and slay your wicked enemy. Karna was struggling a lot, children. Karna was struggling a lot to remove that wheel from the mud, and he was unable to remove it. And he went on chariot, he tried to shoot an arrow on Arjuna, and he was not able to kill him. Arjuna was again, he escaped from that arrow. Here again, Karna came down and he started to struggle to remove that wheel from the mud. So here Arjuna stood watching that incident. He stood watching the struggle of Karna. Then Karna he stood and he recollected the mantra which he learned from Parshurama, but he was unable to recollect that mantra also. Why? Because the curse had attacked him. The curse had the curse which was given by Parshurama was working now. He was unable to recollect the mantras. So it was the best time for Arjuna to use. So here Krishna instructed him to shoot an arrow on Karna, children. Arjuna's mind was wavering. His hand hesitated to do what was not chivalrous. But when Krishna said this, the poet says, Arjuna accepted this command of the Lord and sent an arrow which cut and severed the head of Radheya. The poet had not the heart to impute this act to Arjuna, who was the embodiment of nobility. It was the Lord Krishna that incited Arjuna to kill Arna when he was vainly trying to raise his chariot out of the mud in which he had stuck. It had stuck. So Arjuna's mind was not at all accepting to kill to kill Karna, children. Arjuna not wanted to kill Karna. He was hesitating. He was thinking whether to kill or not. He was knowing that Karna was, means actually he not want to kill Karna, children. Then Krishna he says a poem like a poet, and he commands Arjuna by saying a poem. He commands Arjuna to shoot an arrow on Karna. Then after listening the poem from Krishna, he makes his mind, he shoots the arrow on Karna. Then it goes and kills Karna children. It just removes the head of the Karna. Thus, Arjuna killed Karna. According to the code of honor, the laws of war prevailing then, it was wholly wrong. Who could bear the responsibility for breaches of dharma except the Lord Himself? So it was all planned by Krishna Himself. He was the Lord, He was the God Himself who was protecting Arjuna, who had created that Kurukshetra, and it was because to end the wickedness from the world. That's all for today, children. So, lastly, Arjuna was successful in killing Karna. Karna was killed by him, and it was a kind of fate what he meets. The wicked person, the selfish person, he takes the side of the selfish person. So, lastly, he ends up his life like this. So, battlefield, the battle was last. We know what happens in Mahabharata. The Kurukshetra war was won by Pandavas, and they were given all the rights of Hastinapura to. They were given all the rights of Hastinapura. That's all for today's session, children. I hope you will complete the assessment part of this lesson and send me in Google Classroom. If you get any doubt in this, then ask me in Google Classroom. Meet you in the next session. Thank you.